So, hello, Nicolina. Really nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Arta, good to see you too. Thank you for having me.
So, we met last year
Yes.
in Professional Women's Network in Amsterdam, and since the first time I heard you, I saw you, I was immediately attracted to you. And I, I think it's also because I myself creative, a solopreneur who needs that visibility, who needs to, courage and to be brave to get my work out there in the world, to connect with my audiences.
Yeah.
And so now I am coaching some amazing creative clients.
That's so wonderful. That I'm really happy to see you made that shift.
Yeah.
And it's really, really interesting and intriguing. So yeah, well done. Well done you.
And I think you're like, I totally trust your expertise and competence, that you will be amazing gem that will, bring very powerful strategies to my current clients. And maybe tell a little bit about yourself. What inspires you to be the queen of visibility and to do this amazing job you're doing?
Oh, thank you. So, well, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Nicoline Huizinga. I'm Dutch. I'm based in the Netherlands. I've always lived in the Netherlands, but the world is my playground. As I always tell everyone, I love working internationally. I love meeting new cultures, new people, and combine our forces and learn from each other, exchange knowledge and our amazing talents. Um, yeah, why I do what I do is that I truly, deeply believe that we are all unique. We are all special. We may have a similar talent, but the way we use it is absolutely unique. And there's no one like you, there's no one like me. There are other people who do what I do, but they do it in a very different way. And the same goes for you, the same goes for everyone. So I truly believe that we are all unique and we all have a special gift to share with the world. And I love it when people, as I call it, flick the bucket switch and step up, be brave, and dare to be seen. And dare to be seen with a compelling message, with a clear message, so people know exactly, like, okay, this is who you are, this is what you do, and this is why I would like to buy your service or your product. That is what I do with my clients. I help them to get that clarity. I help them to be visible. I help them to choose the relevant platform. I help them to create the great content that they have, and even the content that they don't even know they
Yeah.
have, because it's so obvious for them. It's like a blind spot. And basically what we do is we bring all of that gorgeous stuff into the light and let them thrive and get the clients they deserve.
Awesome. So it's actually really complementary. I help my clients to really understand what they want. So I help them to get clear about their goals,
Great.
and I stretch them, and I help them with, confidence and mindset.
Love
And
it.
then they're inspired, they know what they're doing, they know the story. And then comes the visibility part, because
Yes.
there's so many talented people who create amazing things, but they stay invisible, unfortunately, and nobody even has a clue that they
Yeah.
have those amazing talents, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the art academy, in my own case, nobody gave us these tools.
Mm.
We were trained to develop good concepts, to be very interesting personalities,
Yeah.
to make amazing work, but this part about visibility and strategies, how to connect, and not only like locally, but we all want to connect with bigger audience, also internationally.
Yeah.
That part was not really covered. So that's why I'm organizing this mastermind with you as well.
Right. Yeah.
So could you maybe share some of the biggest struggles that you experience from creative solopreneurs when it comes to showing up and being visible? What are those struggles?
So first of all, I think the main struggle for many creative people is that they have a blind spot for their own talent. So they don't even know how special they are because they are so used to their own talent that they think
Mm.
anyone can do this. This is not that special. And another mistake that they make, or I would say it's a thought that they have. It's like it only took me half an hour or a day to create this. So why would anyone pay good money for this? Because it was not that hard. No, it was not that hard for you. So that again is a blind spot
Mm.
for their own talent and skill and for the value that it has for other people. And I think that's a big problem too, that people don't really see the value that it has. Of course, they love the creation bit, but they don't see the value that it has for other people. And I think those are three big issues that we can definitely help them to overcome with the wonderful thing that we're both doing
Yeah.
and that we're going to do together. I'm really, really excited about that.
Awesome. For me as well, the sale I made last month, I was like, I was not doing anything special in my own eyes. I was just
Exactly.
refreshing an old work, which
Yeah.
didn't take me that much time to create, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I liked it. And bam,
Yeah.
sale. Because
Yeah.
I was brave enough to post it on social media, that little moment of enjoying my
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So that
And
really
that's
makes it.
amazing. I love that story because it shows that you, like you said, it didn't even take that much time to make it. If
Mm-mm.
you would ask me to create such a thing, I would not be able to do it because I couldn't draw or
Mhm.
paint for the life of me. I really couldn't. So and that's the thing, when you are so talented and when it's so effortless, it's so easy to think like, yeah, anyone can do this.
Mhm.
No, it's not true. Whenever you think that thought, like, oh, anyone can do this, or this is not that special, that's a red flag from now on.
Yeah, amazing. And
Yeah.
I also noticed from my own clients and other fellow creatives that creative people are often a little bit more on the introvert side.
Yes.
They're a little bit more shy. They are, um, yeah, they don't really like to get on a video. So how do you have you experienced that, and how would you go about that? Because I am myself an introvert as well by nature,
Yeah.
and it took me to change some habits actually, and it takes a while to overcome those fears.
Yeah.
What is your take on this?
Well, I think for creatives, especially when you create things, when you create, it is like a reflection from your soul. It's a reflection from what goes on in your amazing creative mind. And therefore, you're very vulnerable when you put something out there. I mean, I've written 2 books so far. And when you put out a book, and I can imagine that it's more similar when you create something like a painting or a sculpture or a photo or whatever. It's like, bringing out a child, and people are judging. I mean, that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of the judgment that people are like, what did you make? Oh, that's ugly.
Yeah.
And so, while it's a thing that comes from really deeply within, so it's the fear of judgment,
Mm.
that I think that is a big one. I think it's also the fear of not being good enough, that there are other people out there who are more experienced or more I don't know, skilled even. So it's that fear of like, yeah, well, is this good enough? So, and again, that has a lot to do with not seeing your own talent and not valuing your own talent. And yeah, so that fear, there's really a lot of fear going on. But I think the judgment, fear of being laughed at, like when you have like a crazy creative idea and you put it out there, and very rational, logical people watch your idea and they're like, how is this even going to help us? You know, when you're in the wrong crowd, people
Yeah.
keep laughing at you. And that is an awful thing when you are a creative and sensitive soul. And like you
Mhm.
said, when you're an introvert, it's even harder because then you're not used to finding the right words and talking when you are very comfortable in the background listening. It's very hard to step up and be visible and record a video and say, hey audience, I'm just in the middle of creating this and that great art piece, so how do you like it? That's like very far-fetched for people who are introverts. So I think there are many hurdles to overcome, and a lot of them have to do with fear.
Yeah.
And what you need is structure, like, because it's not that hard to create a video, but you need to know the ropes. And
Mhm.
second, you really need to build up the courage. And what you do to build up the courage is like it should be like a daily workout, because it's like courage is like a muscle. When
Mhm.
you work it on a regular basis, it's getting easier and
Mhm.
easier. I mean, I remember my first video, and perhaps we can share it during the mastermind that we're going to do. And it's like 10 years ago, and I was so uncomfortable in front of the camera. I was so self-aware, and that's, I still remember that feeling. I don't even remember what I said because I was so focused on the camera. It felt so awkward. And like 5 years ago, no, 3 years ago, I was at the airport recording a video, and I was so aware of the people around me looking at me like, oh, she's recording a video. And I felt like I want to record my video in a tiny little corner. But it's a muscle, and by doing it,
Yeah.
you will overcome, and it will never be perfect. And I think
Mm.
that is an artist thing, that you're waiting for the perfection. And I think with videos, it's never going to be perfect, but it's going to be better. Every
Yeah.
video that you make will be better than the last one. And I think that is something that we can help people with, to get started and to work on the habit of recording themselves, and get used to seeing themselves on video, because I think that's another thing that holds people back. I remember watching my very first video, and I was like, do I really sound like this? Do I really look like this when I talk? Yeah. That's what you look like. That's what you sound like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes a lot of getting used to, and having a group like yours is amazing for practicing, for getting into that habit of recording yourself, showing yourself on camera, and getting used and getting comfortable with the camera.
Yeah. So you actually, what you're saying, that for you as well, it was just about implementing this habit gradually, right? Becoming
Absolutely.
more confident. Okay, this doesn't
Absolutely.
have to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's just better done than perfect, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
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 And
Absolutely. And people always say, practice makes perfect. But I always say, practice makes great. It doesn't
yeah.
make perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. There will always be a tiny thing that you're like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. never mind, just
Yeah.
move on.
And when it comes to your own business, your own visibility strategy that you are following, does it also help you to in your business and to attract your clients, your audiences, right? The
Absolutely.
things you do with video and
Yes.
speaking. Mm-hmm.
So, the thing with video is that it's so easy for people to get to know you. And because before people buy anything from you, and whether it's like a 27 euro product or a 2,000 euro product, they need to get to know you. They
Mm-hmm.
need to get to know you, like you, trust you, and
Mm-hmm.
then they're going to buy something from you.
Yeah.
Now, if you want, you can try to be omnipresent at networking events, on either online or live when we're allowed to. But it takes a lot of time. So what video does for you and your business, it saves you a lot of time because the videos are out there. People
Yeah.
can watch them and they can decide when they watch the video, like, oh, I like this person. Or they are like, no, I don't like that person, which is great because that saves you a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to invest in getting to know one another. And so video is great for that. And the thing is, when they see you, when they hear you, they feel your energy. And especially with what you guys do is all about energy. It's about expressing yourself, and people will feel that on a video. You can feel a person's energy, and of
Yeah.
course, the more authentic, the better. But it's important to have that energy, so people can decide on the spot, like, oh, I like you, and they will be able to see more of you, and then like, oh, this is actually quite a good advice, or oh, this
Mm-hmm.
is nice. Oh, look at what she's making. Oh, that's great. So and video can do that for you. You don't
Yeah.
even have to be there. And
Mm-hmm.
so video can do the work for you. I mean, I got clients because of my videos.
Mm-hmm.
They contact me and say, I know, I see what you do. I see your videos on social media. I want that too. Teach
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it works like a charm.
That's really cool. And talking about our mastermind, because there might be a lot of people who are now listening to this and I'm considering to join us. What will be their takeaway from that mastermind session? Let's say how, and also how can they prepare themselves better so that they can get the maximum value out of this session for their
Okay.
creative business?
Yeah, great question. So, what they will get out of the mastermind session is, first of all, they're going to have a list of content topics that they can create videos on. So, we're really going to help you to come up with a whole list of things that you can create videos on. So, you will never have to wonder again, like, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to do this? We're going to provide you with a list. When we're done, you're going to have a list. So that's great. Second is that you're going to build up the courage to actually start recording. And we're going to give you some wonderful insights and ideas to get that ball rolling. And with as with many things, starting is the hard part.
Mm.
Once you get the hang of it, like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool, you're going to be better. So that is definitely going to help you to build up the courage and to start building a habit of creating videos and recognizing the moments where video can be really useful for you. So those, I think, are the main three things that you're going to get away. Of course, lots of insights and ideas,
Mhm.
practical advice,
Mhm.
but it's really about, well, building up the courage and getting into the habit of actually doing it.
Nice. And also in terms of platforms, probably we both will also share our tips on platforms that we
Yes,
can use where we can share those videos and yeah,
absolutely.
our energy.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's
um,
definitely, people will get loads of information. So what they can do to prepare is to start thinking like, how comfortable am I on video? And if I'm not comfortable, why am I not comfortable? What am I afraid of? What is the reason why I haven't done it if you haven't done it before?
mhm,
So knowing yourself and understanding what that fear might be or the reluctance might be, that's definitely going to help you. So that's
mhm,
on the mindset part. Second is on the practical side, thinking about your creative business. Like, what is the most, the question you get the most? So if you talk about your business, what is the question that you get like a lot? Write down that question because we're going to create, we're turning that into a theme for a video.
mhm.
Um, think about your clients, think about their issues, their reasons to buy from you. And if you can, list them already. And we're going to work with that and turn that into amazing topics for videos.
Nice. And one more thing that I remember from listening to you, and your teachings, participating sometimes in events with you, is amazing thing that you said about embracing the imperfections or the strange things in
Yes.
ourselves, which is an amazing thing, I
Yeah.
think, for artists especially, because that might even be one of those things that
Yeah.
make us fear, because we think that, oh, we don't fit in, or we are not,
Yeah.
like others. But then embracing those weird aspects, if I may call them so, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think what your flaws are your assets. So, like 2 years ago, I was in London speaking at an event, and there was a makeup artist, and she was doing my makeup, and she was from Hungary originally, and she was living in London now, and we were talking, and she said, "Oh, I wish I had the courage to do what you do, stand on stage. I would love to do that." People in her industry, many people are on stage doing demonstrations, with makeup and show. And she said, "Yeah, but I have this accent. I'm from Hungary. You may have heard that I'm not from London." I said, make that your thing. Make that your thing, because the amazing thing is you speak at least one language more than the average person in London. So
Mhm.
make that your thing, and be proud of this flaw, as you call it. Make it your thing. If you have a French accent, if you have an Hungarian accent, make it your thing. If
Mhm.
you have a real weird habit that you do, like in the morning, I don't know, if you swim for an hour in open water, I don't know,
Yeah.
make that your thing and make sure you get known for that. So be proud of the things that make you different, because that's what people will remember.
Awesome. Super nice. Wow. So I hope that everyone that resonate with this topic of becoming more visible will join our amazing mastermind in
Yeah.
on 28th of April. Don't hesitate, don't be shy, jump in. It's going to be, amazing. We will facilitate you becoming fearless and brave on video, brave on creating content that will attract your tribe,
Exactly.
because everyone has a tribe, everyone has an audience. People just don't always believe that they have that audience, but we really all have an audience when we are creative solopreneurs, creative entrepreneurs. And this is going to
Absolutely.
make things a lot easier for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Video makes your life a lot easier. So videos are there even when you're asleep. Your videos will be out there. People will be able to watch them. And for those of you who are in doubt or like, yeah, well, perhaps in a few months' time or perhaps next year, the question is, if you don't do it now, when will you do it? because it is definitely time. You've got a talent. It's time to share it with the world, because what you have as a talent could be something that another person really, really needs, and that could change his or her life. So don't be selfish. Don't keep it to yourself. Start sharing it with the world. And using video is a great way to do it. I really look forward to that mastermind on the 28th of April. And I'm really, really excited to do that together with you, Art.
Me too. Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes,
Okay. Thank you,
too.
Nick. Thank you, Nicolina,
Thank you.
for being here with me and sharing this. See you. See you,
My
everybody.
pleasure.